What's up, my gamers? This is IDOLWILD and welcome to another Money Play Monday. This time around, I'm going to bring you a play out of the Browns Playbook that can help you defeat Tampa 2 coverage, especially when it's against when they run it with the 3-4 or the nickel. The play is going to be out of the pistol wide trips formation, and the quick thing about the personnel is I like to sub in my best blocker slash receiver in this spot right here. You want to have them to have high run block, and high catch of traffic. So here I'm going to sub in Troy Nicholas for the run portion, and then I'm going to sub him out for a wide receiver when I show you the passing portion. The play you want to come out in is strong power, and that's going to be the running play, and the passing play is going to be an audible. That's a play action out of that. So first we're going to start off with the 3-4 and the tampa 2. Now right here, what we're going to do is you want to run, your running alley is going to be in between the tight end and the slot receiver right here. And the tight end in this right tackle is going to make a double team block on the edge defender, and your slot receiver or tight end is going to have a one-on-one block with the outside linebacker to the right. Now this only happens when the tampa 2 isn't base aligned, and so when your opponent base aligns, it's going to be a different run angle. So we're going to run it real quick, and you're going to read the block out there. If the slot receiver holds his block, you're going to bang the run up to the inside. But if it's an instant block shed or the outside linebacker shakes to the inside, then you want to run to the inside. Now there the block sheds didn't line up nice, but I promise you that they do most of the time. There's a little block shed to the outside, a shade to the inside, and I'm able to run outside for some yards. This isn't a home run every single play, a home run every single time, but I guarantee you, if you practice the reads, you'll be able to gain a lot of yards. See the blocks hold up, the slot receiver holds his block, and you're able to bang it inside. So now I'm going to show you how I run it against the base aligned tampa 2. The coverage is going to be similar, the run fit is going to be similar, as in you're going to run towards the tight end, but this time you're going to be following your pulling guard, as he's probably going to make a block on the linebacker or a cornerback. And you see the double team is gone because the outside linebacker that was lined up over the tight end is lined up to the inside, and so now you're running off of the angle towards the slot receiver, and you're following your block. It's important that you don't automatically press turbo, because you don't want to run past your blocker and then you'll be out there all alone. You want to let the play develop, just run with your run stick till he lines up to make his block, and then you can run to the outside or inside and make your move. Now I'm going to show you guys how I run it against the nickel. It's going to be the same read pretty much as, it's going to be the same running angle as the 3-4 base line, but it's a little different caveat to it, as the corners react differently. So when you run it against the nickel, in most cover 2s, the corners act as also run defenders, and they act as force defenders, so they're going to come down and try to stop the outside runs. So what you have to do here is you're going to run towards the slot receiver slash tight end, and you're going to make your read based off on how the pulling guard blocks the corner, because your outside receiver to the right, this guy here, Brown, is going to run straight up to the strong safety and make a block on him. And so the corner is going to come down to stop the outside run, as you see here, and then you're pretty much running off that block here. If you have a better blocking receiver on the outside, he may get a pancake or a solid block on a strong safety up there and make his block right there. If you know you're going to run, you can sub in all tight ends. It's going to be kind of obvious to your opponent, but there's not much you can do. No one's going to get block sheds like that, and then you're pretty much free to run here. It's not a home run every single time, but I'm going to show you guys some gameplay footage, and you're going to see that you can get pretty big runs a lot of times. So now I'm going to respot the ball to show you guys how I pass out of it. Now the reason I'm doing this is for one main reason, is that in practice mode, the cornerbacks don't play tampa 2 coverage like they normally do in a cover 4. What they do, in the cover 2, what they do here is they drift all the way back like it's a cover 4, and they cover one of the routes that we want to throw deep. Now in online head-to-head, I'm going to show you a pass to play out of this as well on online head-to-head, that they don't drop all the way back. That corner is going to drop all the way to the 20 and cover the route, when normally they drop to the 30, maybe the 35 at this point, and then they drop back down. And so the pass to play is the PA read, which is as audible as you have out of the pistol wide trips formation. And there's 2 adjustments. You want to streak the tight end, because one, he'll draw that middle linebacker in the Tampa 2 coverage. He'll draw him deep, and he'll draw the safety to the side. I mean, to make the safety split the defenders, and you want to drag the outside receiver to the left. And you have three reads. You have a short read, which is a drag route, the middle read, which is the dig route, which is a special way I kind of throw it, and then you're gonna have the wheel route as the deep read. So I'm gonna show you the short read first. He's gonna get trailed, but he's gonna be open. It's easy 6-7 yards, maybe even 10 if you get blocking right. Now here I'm gonna make the same adjustments, and I'm gonna throw the middle read. I'm gonna throw the dig, and it's kind of weird because this dig is also a great route to run against man, because it's like a speed dig. Like once they make that cut to the inside, they're gonna accelerate. It's gonna be pretty fast. But you want to throw it as he passes that middle linebacker. I mean the outside linebacker to the inside. You don't want to throw it before he gets there, and you don't want to throw it after he passes him, because it may get picked off by that left linebacker. You want to throw it as he passes him, like right there, so he can catch it in the middle and go upfield. Now this deep wheel route may not be successful in practice mode, because the corner plays it differently than they do on head-to-head. I'm gonna spy the defensive line so I have enough time to throw this. It's not like this play takes a long time, but in practice mode they run it differently than it would normally. I'm also gonna block the running back, which I do most of the time in online anyway. And so in the Tampa 2 with that wheel route, he comes to the outside, and the receiver or slot receiver or slot tight end, as I put right here, you can put a blocking receiver like Alshon or Demaryius Thomas right there, and that way you can run and pass out of the formation without having to make audibles. They usually get behind that cloud flat, but in practice mode, for some reason that flat is covered up. I mean that flat goes all the way back to like a cover 4, which is unusual. So I'm going to run it one more time. You want to throw it to the outside. You can throw a high pass if you want to, but you want to throw it to the outside right there. You see, they drop back, and normally he dropped back 20 yards. They don't do that in the cloud flat, but I'll show you an online head-to-head. So we're going to take a look at some real game film to show you how it's done. Here's that wheel route I was telling you guys about. It gets open against the cloud flat, because unlike in practice mode, that cloud flat doesn't drop back 30 yards. It drops back 10 yards, and it stops to come back down to stop the shorter routes. And there's a small window where that wheel route is open, and that's where you want to hit it. Here's us running it against the nickel. As you can see, the blocks lines up, and it's not even about the running back. You just make the right reads and go. Now the next two plays are made infinitely better by the FO Jordan Howard. Boom or bust video about him coming soon, but you can see that you get one-on-ones to the outside with your running backs, which is what you want, and then you make your moves. That's it for this video. If you like the content, feel free to like and subscribe. If not, you don't have to. See you later on. Peace.